everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily and this is the Astral Library. And as you can kind of still hear just a little bit my voice, I'm still getting over that stupid cold. And it's been annoying to say the least, but we are here, we are back. I don't sound like a dying cat mostly, so we're here with another video. And I have another little book tag because I'm still trying to get back into the swing of everything. Today's book tag is very apt for this month because it is the Black Book Blogger book tag. So very apt for, you know, February, Black History Month. Your girl's been knee deep in Black Lit and all of the not so fun stuff and studies of a PhD, but focus on Black literature. So even though I haven't been talking too much about it on this channel and I've been sick for most of this month, we are here, we are back, and we are Black, and we are happy to be celebrating Black history because it matters and it's attached to everything in this country. This was actually created by Black and Sapphic Reads, but I'm getting this from the ZZ with Books book tag list, so I'll leave that link down below in case you want to check out their other book tags. There's a ton of them there, but I thought this one was very apt for this month and a nice little easy fun video for us all. We're gonna go ahead and just dive straight in. First is a Black author that I love that not a lot of people talk about or that people need to talk about more. And this is kind of a fun one because they've been getting a lot more recognition lately, but they only have their debut novel. And I just think everyone needs to read them and everyone needs to go back and read their short story collection. And that is, of course, Nana Kwame Adjei-Brenyah and his debut novel, The Chain Gang All-Stars. This book, this author has blown me away from the very first time I ever read his short story collection, Friday Black. It's pointed, it's beautifully written, it's kind of got like that eeriness, that spookiness that's not quite horror, but still very horrific. It's if you bottled Jordan Peele's movies into book form, that's what you get with Nana Kwame Adjei-Brenyah. And this was just so masterfully done. It's Black, it's queer, it's horrific, it's a commentary on our prison system. And I need everyone and their mother to read this book. In fact, I got my own mother to read this book because it was that good. I will never forget my experience reading this book. Like, I went into it because I love the author, not really knowing what to expect from it, and then just being devastated. I remember reading, this is a book with footnotes, and I'm never one to read footnotes. I read every footnote of this book. And when I say they were some of the most impactful footnotes I've ever read and that I've ever kind of like seen woven into the story itself. But the story itself, I think, is so important, and I think it's, again, so masterfully done that it's both fiction and nonfiction all wrapped into one. The next one is my favorite book about the Black experience. There's a lot I could have chosen for this, but I think the one that is best done and I think most accessible to everyone, like if you're Black, you get it, you just get it. But if you're not Black, you also are really like shown like what it's like. And I think no one does it better than Angie Thomas in The Hate U Give. This is a book I've taught multiple times in both its movie adaptation, in the original novel. It's just a book that clicks with people and I think does such a great job of really showing what it is like to be Black in America, and particularly to be Black in America and having to live a double life. Star is just such a relatable character, such a likable character that you really see yourself in her, but also you're faced with the very grim realities of what does it mean to be Black in America and to face things like police brutality and to grow up in a neighborhood where you see how anti-Blackness and racism has really affected a community and has pushed people into roles they may not otherwise think of, to do things that they are trying to save their family, trying to survive, and yet are being stigmatized because of it. This book everyone needs to read. This is a must read for everybody. I don't care how old you are. I don't care that Star is a teenager. It does not matter. This book is so beautifully done. Highly recommend it. It's so good. It's so accessible. And again, I think it's a must read for everyone. Okay, next is my favorite book by a Black author, and you knew this one was coming. You had to have known it was coming. It is, of course, Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. I could talk about this book ad nauseum. I love it so much. I'm a fantasy girly. And to see Black authors and Black characters come into the fantasy space a lot more recently and to like dominate it it, I love to see it. I love Black success. And Legendborn, it is Black success in fantasy. It's everything I've ever wanted from a fantasy book. A really badass female main character, really interesting relationships between the side characters, a complex magic system that has ties into Blackness and Black history, a secret society that does not shy away from its racist implications and its racist tendencies. Amazing. Everything about this book is so great. I fell in love with it. It made me mad. It made me cry. It made me laugh. There's no better fantasy book for me. Case in point, I think it is the perfect fantasy by and large. And I am so excited to see where this series is going to continue to go because I will never not recommend Legendborn. And it's by far my favorite book on this list that I would highly recommend, again, to anyone, especially if you're a fantasy reader. This is just such a great incorporation of the classics like the Arthurian legend, as well as like more modern tropes of fantasy. And this book does not shy away from that whatsoever. Okay, the next category is a Black and queer book. Now, I hemmed and hawed about this because I don't have a lot of Black queer fiction just in my current library as it stands, which is something I need to rectify. So if you have recommendations for Black and queer books, please leave them down in the comments below. I obviously need more of them. Or I obviously need to read more of them because I wanted to make sure every book I recommended on this list was something I've actually read and enjoyed. And I don't have a lot of Black queer fiction. But I thought something that'd be even better fiction is to highlight a Black queer author that did a lot for the publishing world and did a lot for like my academic career. And that is of course Audre Lorde and Sister Outsiders. So this is a collection of essays by Audre Lorde that talks about Blackness, talks about femininity, talks about Black feminist thought, it talks about sexuality, it talks about poetry, and it's so accessible because Audre Lorde couches all her theory in her actual experience. So even though this is a nonfiction book and this is a quote-unquote theory book, I think anyone can pick this up and read and enjoy the words of Audre Lorde, who is a Black queer author, was very much a proponent of Black queer rights and an activist. She was amazing. I love her so much. And her theories are really foundational to what I do in my academic career. So I feel like it'd be a disservice if I did not talk about Audre Lorde for this category, as well as to promote Sister Outsider, which again, I think is her most accessible collection of essays. You need to read it. As you can see, I've read it and I've marked it up, and I will continue reading it and marking it up. Okay, next is to recommend a book with a Black person on the cover. The way I almost chose Legendborn again, let me say I had to restrain myself because Tracy Deonn could dominate this entire list, right? But I thought, let's go with the classic. Let's go with one of the Black authors that did a lot of legwork. So we have the space and we can have the prestige of these more modern Black authors. And that is, of course, Zora Neale Hurston and Their Eyes Were Watching God. I think this is actually my very first copy of Their Eyes Were Watching God. Again, Zora Neale Hurston and this book in particular is just something that's been so important to my work and kind of is what made me a Harlem Renaissance scholar as I am. What I love about this book is that it is just a book about a woman and her life and the people she loves and going after the life she wants rather than what anyone else expects of her or what anyone else is telling her she should be. It's beautiful, it's Black feminism, it is funny, it is powerful, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Every edition I see of Their Eyes Were Watching God are absolutely beautiful. Just take a look at how this cover is, then the depiction of Janie, our main character, and the gold foiling here at the bottom. It is a book that has withstand the test of time. It came out originally in 1937, and you know what? We still talk about and love it today. It's again, beautiful, it's fun, but it's also just, I think, a wonderful read. All right, next is just a book by a Black author that makes me happy. And this is a book I've talked about a lot recently, but it still just brings me so much joy in my heart. And that is The Last Session by Jasmine Walls, as well as a plethora of other people, and art by Doozer Draws. If you love D&D, if you love something cute and silly and queer, unapologetically, you gotta read The Last Session. It's perfect, it's cute, it's short, and I need more of it in my life. So I will be buying everything that Jasmine Walls writes, as well as anything else she works in combination with Do's or Draws, because this was it. And it makes me unbelievably happy. All right, and last but not least, a book that you are really excited for coming out in the recent year. You knew this was coming. I had to say it. It is, of course, Oathbound by Tracy Deonn, the third book in the Legendborn series. Listen, Tracy Deonn's just that girl, and look at the cover. Look at it. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. She's so powerful. I'm so excited. The words cannot describe how excited I am for this book to come out and to be in my hands in just a month. Oh, I'm gonna disappear. That is gonna be my top priority book to read in March. You can best believe I'm gonna drop everything just so I can enjoy that book and not be bothered, because black and magic and fantasy is everything this girl could want. And look, it's you know you still have some time to get caught up and to read the series, and we could just like read it together. I'm just saying March could be a Oathbound read along on this channel, because you know Black History doesn't just have to end in February. It can continue on, baby, and you know what, it should. All right, but that is gonna be it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, consider leaving a thumbs up and a comment down below. Let me know, what is your favorite book by a Black author, or that features Black main characters? I'm so excited to hear. We all need to celebrate Black authors in this time of month, particularly in face of everything that is going on in America. We need to stand together. This is a safe place for all people of color, all of people of the BIPOC community and the LGBT community. We are here, we are together, and you know, fuck everyone who'd rather see us go down. But that's gonna be it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!